So I started my wig business in 2018. I'm lying. I started my wig business in 2019, January. And now you're probably wondering, what would I do different if I was supposed to start over? What would I change? In this video, I'm gonna tell you how to start a wig business in 2025 and what direction you should take your business so that you can make maximum profit. Let's go. So let's get right into it. I'm starting a wig business January 2025. Here's how I will go about it. First thing I would think about is really understanding where I am financially. And the first thing I would say is, do I have a lot of money to invest into my business, or do I have a little bit of money to invest? Let's start with if you don't have that much money to invest in your wig business, because that's usually where people start out at. So let's say you don't have a lot of money to invest in your wig business and you want to start a wig business in 2025. First thing I would do is understand what style I'm gonna go with. Usually I like to say that long lengths attract, but starting out in a hair business in this crowded market, I would come in very strategic, very sneaky. So I would come in with a very short hairstyle, like a bob. They have different looks with the different short hairstyles. You know, they have the blunt cut bobs, you have the asymmetrical, you have the one with the nice waves, you have different styles. Curly hair, I will come in with a short hairstyle, and here's why. I know that the market is crowded, right? So I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna be very specific on who I'm targeting, what type of person they are, because I'm gonna create a brand that's speaking directly to that person. I'm gonna create a brand that resonates directly with that person. And I'm gonna tell you something about starting a business and just having one product, okay? I talk about this a lot. You're supposed to start your wig business with one hairstyle, one style wig, because you need to show your expertise. So many businesses are online right now on Instagram. It is flooded. How come I'm supposed to come to your page and trust you? Why should I come to your page and trust you? You know, if I am being 100% completely honest, from all the people that I see online, off the top of my head, there are only 3 people that I will pay my money to. I don't care how much reviews you have. I don't care how much clout you have. There are certain qualities that I look for in a woman, in a person having a business, that I would trust to give my money to. Because here's the thing, if I'm supposed to buy a wig, which I scout out people because I honestly don't feel like I always want to make my own wig. Sometimes I feel like I want to be catered to, so I will want to buy a wig from somebody and not have to do the work. If I'm supposed to buy a wig from somebody, I'm not buying a cheap wig. If you're looking for somebody to buy from your hair company, you have to understand who you're targeting, right? It doesn't matter for me if I'm on a budget or not. Some things value more to me. So for some women, you will see them, they will have on the nicest clothes, the nicest shoes, they look good, they probably got their body done, they look good, right? But their hair look a mess. That can't be me. For me, my hair always have to look, the best that I can present it is the best that it's gonna look. If I step out, that's the best it's gonna look. So if you're targeting someone like me, you're not thinking about how much money I make. How much money I make is not the problem. If that's the wig that I want, if that's the look that I want, that's the wig that I'm gonna spend money for. You understand? So you kind of have to understand who you're targeting. Everybody is not all about, everybody that you target, you don't focus directly on how much money they make. Focus on how valuable is this product to this person. You know the difference when they talk about a water on the plane versus a water in the store. The water on the plane is like $7. At that point, that water is valuable to whoever is on that plane because they need that water. You understand? So for me, wigs are valuable, hair is valuable. I've always been like this. From the time I know myself, I always buy the most expensive hair. That's just me. That's how I value it. Now, it might not be the most expensive, but I ain't buying no cheap hair. I tried it. One too many times. I'm good. So I kind of lost track. So let me just run this down really quick so I can get back in place. You starting the wig business in 2025, you want to figure out the one style that you're going to do. You want to figure out the target avatar that you're going to target. You want to figure out the branding that goes with that target avatar. Now, here's where you're going to make sure that you get very strategic. Let's say, for instance, you're doing a bob. You're going to take that bob and you're going to make sure that, I talk about your customization skills. Your wig styling and your customization skills must be up to par. There's a lot of competition out there. It must be up to par. And click the link down below. The customization and wig styling tutorial is on sale right now. But after this sale, I'm going to increase the price to $297 because that's where I feel it should be at. I have a lot of reviews already. I know the ladies love it. So I'm definitely going to increase the price just so that it helps you and it helps me. Of course, I make more money. Let's just be real. But I find that people pay attention to what they pay for. When people take something and they just pay a low price, they just get it and then they put it there. They don't use it. I don't want you to buy the course to not implement the skills. I want you to buy the course so that you're better, so that you become an expert, so that your skills increase, so that your profits increase. That's the point of it. If I'm not making an impact, what am I doing? So people sometimes raise prices because of the value, but to also help the customer. Okay? If you buy this wig right now for $1,500, you're gonna treat this wig way different than if you buy this wig for $400 or $500. For $1,500, or when you take this off, I know you put it into the mannequin head. But you buy that wig for $300, $400, $500, you take that off, you fling it straight in your closet. Why? So going back to what I say. So once you figure out your style and your marketing, your customization and wig styling skills is up to par. Let's say you're doing a bob. You want to make sure that's the best bob that ever hit the market. You want to make sure when people see that bob, they're comparing that bob to one of the top stylists. Okay? Because you're going to master that bob. You're going to master that bob. And let me tell you something about the bobs. The reason why I will come in with a short style, I don't think I mentioned this, is because you can come in at a very low price for a very high-end product and still make a good profit margin. I say never go below $150. Don't even start your wig business if your skills do not amount to gaining you $150 in profits. Don't even start, because you don't have no reasons to start a business and you don't even have the skills to do that. And in business, we have to make profits, okay? That's super important. I try to put that in people's head because on social media, people show you the back end of their site, and a lot of time for hair businesses, you can see them make $200,000 a year. Then people profit like maybe $40,000, $50,000 because there's a lot of fees that goes in on the back end. And if you don't set your profit margins properly, you're gonna quit. Because after a while, you're going to be burnt out. You're not going to see the money's not going to make sense. The frustration to get the sale, all of that is not going to make sense, and you're going to quit. So you're going to make sure your bob is up to par, right? And then this is how I will market it. Now, remember, we don't have a lot of money to spend. So this is what I will do. Once I make sure my branding is good, I'm going to go on Shein and I'm going to read the reviews and I'm going to buy the best outfits that I can, and make sure the outfits that you buy are sexy, but not only sexy, but you're confident in it. Okay, for instance, don't just buy something because it's showing cleavage and this and that. That's not what we're about. We're about style. Who are you targeting? How do they dress? Dress like them. Dress like them. So when they see you, they know you're talking to them. Go on Amazon and buy a whole bunch of accessories, and you add those accessories to those outfits. You want to get 5 good outfits, and you're going to find a friend to go with you. You know what? I know everybody don't have a friend to go with them. I wish somebody would start a company and have and allow you to hire friends. Allow you to hire a friend for a day to come and hype you up. Because when you're doing these things, you need somebody who can come and hype you up and really push you in order for you to be getting true with your goals. It's hard to do a business on your own, and that's why so many people they go to masterminds and different stuff so they can connect with different entrepreneurs. I'm getting off track. So you find a friend and you go with them to go ahead and take these pictures. The rule of thumb when you're taking your pictures, each outfit, this is what you need to do. You're gonna set it for get 3 good pictures, right? 3 good pictures of yourself. Once you get those 3 shots, you're like, okay, I know these 3 pictures are good. Maybe you take 10 and then you look through it and you see the 3, okay, you're good to go. Then you wanna make sure you get 4 7-second reels. 4 7-second reels in that one outfit. And that's what you're gonna do for all the outfits. You're gonna change the location. You might be in that one location, but changing the spots. I won't say rent an Airbnb. It depends on how much money you have. Let's say you're starting out with $500. Maybe you can get away with renting an Airbnb. Actually, I think that you probably could. Yeah, I think that you could get away, but you have to make sure you have all your outfits lined up and everything in place. And so you're also gonna go ahead and get 2 mannequins, right? You're gonna get one, depending on who you're targeting, okay? And I know people never really think about these crazy stuff, but I be thinking about a lot of stuff. So let's say you're targeting really dark-skinned girls. Like, this is a dark-skinned girl. Like, you're not saying that, but when you go on the site, you ever go on a hair company site and you see it's all like white people, Caucasian, how you wanna describe it? You know that that's for like white people, right? You ever go on a site and you see a lot of light-skinned girls and you're like, okay, I'm not gonna go to her because she just do all the light-skinned girl hair. You know, the light-skinned girls, they're usually mixed. So their hair texture is different from fully black girl. Let's just say that. So when you go on this site, when you go on this Instagram page, all you see is black, dark-skinned girls. I would get 2 mannequins, one that's really dark-skinned and one that's just like regular dark-skinned. And then I would get makeup and I make up my own mannequin. And you could too. You just need to take that spray from on Amazon. Oh my gosh, if I could find the name, I'll tell you. If you're watching this and you know the name of that spray that you put over the mannequin so that the makeup don't smudge, put it in the comments down below so we can know. But you want to take that spray and spray it over the mannequin. And I would take those 2 mannequins and I would put the same wig on their head and just go ahead and like shoot content galore. I would move the hair, swing my hand across the edges, like different stuff. So I will have 2 mannequins. You can start out with 1 now. You can start out with 1 really good mannequin. But I would get 2 just because it's gonna be the same wig. So you have to find a way to switch it up. I would market the shit out of that. So when you come to that page, you wanna have an aesthetic vibe. You wanna have dark girls. I'm just doing this for dark girls. It don't have to be, okay? This is just what's in my head. You're gonna have like really dark girls on this. Maybe the branding color scheme is gonna be like white, chocolate, and maybe like a nice light ivory. And then you're gonna have like maybe one of the pictures. I have a mood board. Maybe that's why I'm thinking about it this way. I'm gonna insert it. This mood board, you see how it gives this dark chocolate aesthetic vibe? This is the vibe that you're gonna have for your layout. So some days when you post, you might just be posting coffee with a quote under that's really like targeting your target avatar. You don't always have to post hair, okay? You need to make sure you go to Pinterest, I think I talked about this before, and set up your mood board and then set up your Instagram board. Like, if I'm starting a wig business in 2025, I would be shooting my content for 30 days out plus 1 week. So for January, the whole of January, all my content will be done. And then for February, the first week in February, I will have that content done. Now, starting out, I would want to, let me be realistic, because sometimes I work on demon time and I get really hyperactive. I would be posting like 3-4 times a day. I get on demon time, and I know that's hard for people to do. So let's be realistic. If you're just starting out, you need to post at least 1 time a day. At least 1 time a day. So you will need to have at least, that's 30 plus 7, at least 37 pieces of content. At least at least 37 piece. But it's gonna be more than 37, so we wanna say like maybe at least 50, because on some days you need to post carousel. And carousels will have multiple images, okay? So I will have my whole month planned out. I will have my whole board planned out. I did this before actually. I did it in my phone, and then you can just kind of take your pictures and like swipe them. You can do it in your albums in your phone, in your iPhone. And I just posted just like how I had it in there, and it had this aesthetic vibe. And then I kind of run out of pictures. So I needed to have like take more pictures and different stuff, and I didn't. But you can definitely do it, and that's what I would do if I'm starting my wig business over. Also, just know that you want to find you a good hair vendor. And I'm probably going to talk about this in another video. How do you scout hair vendors? Because although I have my vendor for sale, I know that everybody can't afford that. But just be a little mindful of something. And I'm not just saying this to sell you it. Be mindful of this. The money that it takes you to find a good hair vendor, the money that you have to put into it, I would buy a vendor. Even if you don't buy a vendor from me, here what you need to do. If you're buying a vendor from someone, do not buy from someone that has a list. Let me tell you something. There's no way on this God's given earth that somebody is selling you a vendor list and use all those vendors and could really justify all those vendors. There's a lot of money that goes into making sure that that vendor is reputable. So if they have a list, chances are they didn't use all those vendors. Chances are they didn't use that hair consistently enough to know that that hair is good quality. But to get your own vendor, I'm still gonna talk about it in another video for you to know how to scout your own vendor. Just know you're gonna have to put a little bit of money into it. But if I'm being honest, if you're just started out and you're not targeting a higher demographic, the hair don't have to be all that good, because if it's $400, you know, the quality match. Okay, that sounds kind of bad. But listen, just to go over it, if I'm starting a hair business in 2025, one, I would pick one style wig. And let me just give you one more thing. I want to just give you a rundown of how much that wig is going to cost. And I'm going to use it from my vendor. Where is it? Okay, so her lace frontal 12-inch costs $80. And I know that she charges, I think, $28 for one item. If it's two items, the weight carries different. So sometimes your shipping might be $32, but she don't charge the PayPal fees. So a 12-inch for $80 plus $28 for shipping. Plus, I'm just gonna say $100 for business expenses and product expenses, because you always want to add both those expenses into your product prices. And I talked about that in the other video. So you have $80 plus $28 plus $100 plus your profit margins, $150. Then you want to add your processing fees. So that comes out to $400. Jesus, I make my phone so dirty. So that comes out. That looks bad. It's $496, okay? So you're not gonna put $496. You're not gonna sell the wig for $400. You're gonna either sell the wigs for $399, $397. But what I will sell it at is at $395. So I will sell the bob wigs at $395 with this whole branding idea. Let me know in the comments if you want me to put this whole brand together, because I feel like I want to go ahead and put this whole brand together so you could really see the vision. You're gonna sell the wig for $395, and that's the only thing that you're gonna sell, just that one wig, okay? If you're feeling like really extra, because you're gonna do this for 1 year. You need to do this for 1 year. You need to be committed to doing one style for 1 year. You have to build trust with your audience, with your followers. You want to build trust with them. And the easiest way to build trust is to have an expertise in something. Okay? You have to be able to show that you're an expert in something, because if you're looking to, let's say for instance, if you just think about how you shop, if you're thinking about, let's say for instance, you're thinking about getting your taxes done, and you know a girl who sells really good wigs and she says she does taxes, you're not gonna go to her to get your taxes done. You're gonna go to an actual tax professional because you know that person specializes in taxes. The same thing if somebody is doing taxes and they're just doing regular taxes for people who have W-2s, or if they're doing taxes for people who have businesses, you're not gonna care to go to the person who do regular taxes, okay? Because you're like, I have a business, I have business expenses, I need stuff written off. I need to go to somebody who's an expert with dealing with entrepreneurs, right? So you always want to show your expertise in everything that you do. Show your expertise because that's what's gonna build trust with your clients. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, but just to make sure that you understand how you're gonna start a wig business in 2025, you're gonna pick out your target avatar. You're gonna choose one style wig and choose a short hairstyle because it's gonna be really low cost for the customers to come in and purchase. If somebody's seeing you for the first time, it's kind of harder for them to say, okay, I'm gonna spend $700-800 or more, opposed to saying, oh yeah, that wig is just $400-500. Okay, I'll do that. I'll test her out. And if you have a good brand team going on, a nice aesthetic, a nice vibe, a nice feel, then it's way easier for you to convert that sale. Okay, so start out with something low. That's about $400, and you want to go ahead and get your branding in order, get your pictures done, go to Shein, buy those 5 outfits, go to Amazon, buy a whole bunch of accessories, and the best way to make something look really, really good is layering. Let me tell you something. I do not like winter. I don't like winter. But you see when winter comes, that's when I look like rich auntie. Well, I'm a mom. How you say it for moms? I don't know how to say it for moms without saying like a bad word. I want to say like bad moms, but I don't know how to say it for moms without saying a bad word. But that's when I look like really high end, because you know why? I don't know what it is, but I can put on a t-shirt, a sweatpants, and I'll put on like my Nikes, and then I'll put on a jacket, and the look just got elevated from the jacket. You know how they say like your hair make the outfit? That's too. My wig gonna be on. So once I put on my wig, once I put on my jacket, the look just elevated. You want to take it up a notch? Put a scarf on. Put a scarf on with a regular t-shirt, some sweatpants, some Nikes. Just have your hair nicely done, right? Put on a nice jacket and put on a scarf. And see what happens when you look in that mirror. So layering is very important to really, if you want to elevate a look, okay? But we're gonna wrap this video up. I hope that you learn a lot. I hope that I like to be all over the place, but y'all give me a break. Give me a break. I tried. Okay, love you. Talk to you in the next one, babe.
I won't make it easy for you now.